What's up, guys? Welcome to Building It. This is a podcast all about helping you build a strong personal brand. I'm Truman.
What's up? It's Mike Ritchie here.
What's up? Today's episode is going to be all about how or why not every view is created equal. So, Mike, why don't you get started on what we mean by that?
Yeah, I love this idea because it's really easy to be demotivated by like a lack of views. Like we see all these Logan Pauls and whatnot, like doing their videos, getting millions of views, and then when I put in 12 hours and put something out, it gets 50 views. It's like, oof, that like hurts. Like there's almost like this expectation to go viral because when you're looking at your For You page or your content, you're being shown the viral stuff. So it's like this feeling of why is everyone else going viral, but I'm not going viral.
Mm-hmm.
But like even when you think about 200 views, and if you were to see a room full of 200 people in real life, or like 1,000 views, like it's like nowadays people have this idea of, oh, I only got 10,000 views. It's like, dog, you're selling out MSG.
Yeah.
Like, but you lose that perspective because it's like people expect to get tons of views. But the thing is, like, one, these algorithms is super smart, way smarter than we are. And like, it's going to know how to get your content in front of the right people. And so, even though you're only getting 50 views, those could be, you never know who's on the other side of these 50 views. And like, a great example that really inspires me is from Tyler the Creator. And he
Mm.
talks about, he's like a rapper, artist, and creator. And when he talks about like making one of his albums, um, his Flower Boy album, there's this artist named Rex Orange County who has now kind of gotten a lot bigger from collaborating with Tyler. But when Tyler found him, he said like he had, no followers. Like his video had like 200 views on it, but one of those 200 views was Tyler the Creator, and he saw it was like, yo, this kid is talented. Let me bring him in the studio. And that's what launched his career. And now, if you look up Rex Orange County, millions of followers, millions of streams, is become really established in the scene. And so you got to just remember you never know who's watching your videos and where those opportunities can lead to. Like that's why it's important not to just be a trend hopper making these trendy videos that have no personality versus being authentic and real, talking about things that are hard for you to talk about because it's going to get put in front of your genuine audience that's going to be more receptive to what you have to say. And that's just super important, especially like if you're trying to attract new clients or sell a certain product. You don't need millions of views. It's way better to get, 10,000 or 1,000 of the right views versus getting a million 14-year-olds that don't care about what you have to say. Like you might feel good for a day because you're like, I got a million views on this
Yeah.
video of me following this trend, but it's not going to help you at the end of the day.
Yeah. Like if you're like if your job is you sell like jets, you sell private jets or something, like a huge high ticket thing, or you sell multi-million dollar real estate, and then you create a personal brand for yourself, or like, you create content around what you do, around your work, like you don't need like millions of viewers in order to start like making money off of your content, like, I mean, that is the case for like AdSense model, you would have to be making a lot of money for that. And but if you want to like make money off the platform, like through your business, and social media is just a way to generate like traffic and leads, um, then you don't need millions of views in order to start making money. You get 1,000 views on one video, and uh, you know, 10 people go to your website, three of them book a call with you, one doesn't show up, one does show up to the call, but he's not interested. But then one does show up to the call and he's also interested. You end up selling a private jet for $2 million. Like that, you know,
Boom.
there's people that, and we talked about this before, like there's people that are making millions of dollars a year from social media that have like 1,000 followers, 10,000 followers, because it all depends on what you're doing off the platform too, you know?
Yeah.
And that's kind of a topic for another day, maybe. But it's like, if you really want to build a really good, like a personal brand, is also like you're somewhat looking at yourself as a business, and like social media is a way for you to generate traffic to you, and you need to generate that traffic, but you also need to be good at converting that traffic into
Ooh,
sales,
yeah.
and a lot of people will just rely on um, YouTube, Google, Facebook, these big platforms to like do all of the work for you, but like the way that I look at personal branding, or maybe not personal branding, but like social media and the state that we're in right now with it, is like this is an incredible opportunity to get traffic for free, essentially. Like, other than the time that goes into your content creation process or hiring a team or whatever, like you're able to get in front of potentially millions of people. And if you do all of the hard work and intentionality that we talk about in past episodes, you'll be getting in front of the right people, and you'll be able to actually like convert them into, like, convert is a really like businessy term, sales term, but it's the same thing. Like, you're going to win those people over to wanting to be involved with what you have going on. You can't expect like these big platforms to do everything for you. um but yeah, I just think it's really crucial to like be really good at also taking that traffic and having the right systems set up for yourself to take that traffic and turn it into something better, because you could do a lot with a little, when it comes to like your views.
Yeah. I think that's a great point that Truman made about like the organic content, because that's like the whole name of the game with this new social media landscape. Like when you think back before, I guess YouTube has a really good history of being able to go viral without subscribers, but with like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter even, it was all about catering towards the people that already follow you, that makes it really difficult to reach new people. And now they're all adapting to change that. Like Twitter added a For You page where now you're not just getting in front of people that follow you. And also, Twitter has the retweet button. There's a great innovative social media aspect that can get your content out of just your world. But like with Instagram, if you're posting an Instagram story and expecting organic traffic from that, you're doing it completely wrong, because nobody is looking at your Instagram stories if they don't follow you. You might get occasional boosts if you use like locational tags, and someone that happens to also be in Miami is looking at the Miami public story. They're not going to follow you from that. Or versus like Instagram Reels and TikTok, is the name of the game is organic reach. And this whole world of trying to grow with clickbait was a thing on YouTube 2012 to 2016, because when you're looking, you're just seeing a thumbnail and a title, and you don't get to see any of the content. So you're taking a risk to click on the video, and that's where clickbait became a thing. Whereas now with vertical videos, you don't see a thumbnail. You sometimes you might go to their page and like be able to see it from the page, but the majority of people, they're getting their first impression in the first 5 seconds. And you have to prove it now in the actual content. If you're going to get the views, you're not going to do it by finessing. You're going to do it by actually giving quality content to a right person, and it's going to be uh aligned so that they are like, yo, Mike Ritchie's speaking directly to me. Like, this is exactly what I need to be hearing. I want to hear more about what he has to say. And you're building that trust. But also, one thing I want to share about like the concept of, followers, not all views are created equal. A great example and like proof of this concept is with YouTube's monetization. If you have a page that has 1 million subscribers that are watching children's content, your AdSense that you're making is substantially less than someone who's making financial content. And it's because YouTube knows that they're selling that ad space to advertisers at different prices, because the audiences have different values or lifetime values to these brands. Like
Yeah.
an insurance company or a finance company advertising to a finance page knows that one conversion from that is going to be worth more than a million children clicking on that landing page link because
Yeah.
they don't got any money.
Yeah.
But if you're like Graham Stephan, who's making finance content and getting millions of views from people that are trying to be financially independent and secure, that's way more valuable. And you literally make more money advertising to those people versus to other people. And so even if you're not, doing AdSense or making money by monetizing, you can still monetize your audience through your own business, getting them off social media and onto your website or landing page. And if they feel like they really like you and they're the right people, it's all a numbers game. And a certain percentage of those numbers that say, I'm going to subscribe to the email list, I'm turning on the post notifications, I'm commenting on every video, you know, once you send them a promotion in that email list that is only going to your hyper focused super fans, is going to convert through the roof. Versus if you're trying to sell your course in a top of funnel video, someone that doesn't know you that organically comes across that video, they're like, oh, he's selling to me, I don't care, keep scrolling. And
Yeah.
it's just going to make you go downhill because the algorithm is going to see that behavior and be like, oh, everybody is scrolling within 2 seconds, you're going to get 10 likes on that video. And so it's all about kind of what we talked about in the last episode of, if you're going to be selling, make sure you're doing it in a right way and putting your content in the right place. If someone goes to your landing page and they know that it's clearly about promoting your offer, then they're going to expect a video of you talking about it and being direct and selling. But if you were to post that same video on your feed, people don't care. It's an ad. People are skipping ads faster than ever. They're not going to social media to watch ads. They're going to social
Yeah.
media to connect with their friends and to watch entertaining content and like get some value. But they're not going because they're like, I want to buy stuff. Like that's why they go
Yeah.
to Amazon. That's why they go to Google. But you can still sell if you do it in a right way.
Yeah. It's very interesting. Like the whole like ad thing is very interesting on TikTok. I mean, and on a lot of different things because like the artist Mike,
Uh-huh.
I really like him, and but I saw an ad that he did for like a song that popped up on my For You page, and like the ad was like super low budget. It wasn't really anything insane, and he wasn't really an ad. It was just, I mean, it was like an advertisement, but he wasn't saying anything like buy my whatever. It was just like a ad for his song, and so it was kind of like a little mini music video type thing. But I checked the comments, and because it was going to that ad was like going to people that weren't his fans, it was like
Mm.
everyone in the comments was like, who is this guy? Like, who know, like, whose man's is this? Like, why is it showing up on my feed? Like, and they were just roasting him for no reason in the comments. And it's just like so interesting because if you go to his profile and you go to actually where his fans are and you go to the comments, everyone's gassing him up and everything. It's like the same video, but the audience was different. And
Mm.
it kind of relates back to that idea you're talking about, like people, it depends on who they are, but like a Mike fan goes to TikTok and they want to see that content, but if they're not actively a Mike fan and they're going to see Tyler the Creator content and this guy Mike pops up, they're like, yo, who is this guy? Like, why is he on my feed? And
Uh-huh.
it almost makes me think that there should be like a better advertising way, but like I don't really know another solution for that, but
I
because
mean,
it's
that's what I love about like organic growth and organic sales is like, you're not trying to convince someone who doesn't need what you have. You're just genuinely putting out value. You're building trust by making content. And then when they eventually look into what you're doing, they click that link in your bio, or when they eventually trust you and want more from you, then they will. But you don't have to force it. You don't have to be like constantly putting it in their face, because otherwise you're just going to be making them like you less. You're going to be breaking that trust. Like you need to be looking at like your sell, like when you pitch something, like as something that's kind of precious, that if you're just constantly doing that, you might get an influx of new people at first, but then it's just going to die off because people are getting sick of it. And so you want to build that up and then be very conscious of your asks. Like any form of an ask is like asking someone to do something. And so even if it's something not important, you're still using that ask and you kind of want to save that in a sense. So even looking at it as like matchmaking of you're not trying to convince the wrong person to check it out. And I guess it also depends on what it is you're selling. Like if you're just selling merch, you could just be like, yo, anyone who wants to support me, buy this t-shirt. But if you're trying to sell like video work, like you want to get a video client, you don't want to get your homie's grandma who thinks that she needs a video to hit you up and be like, I thought it would be $20. You know, save yourself the time. You got to be authentic, put yourself out there in the right way. And so a lot of this too comes down to understanding who it is that you're trying to sell to and putting yourself out there in the right way. Because even if like you put something out there, if the person that you're trying to sell to isn't the one that sees it, someone that knows your avatar might send it to them. And
Right.
so I've even had experiences where I just put it out on my story saying, hey, I'm looking to get into this. And then someone who knows someone else connected me and it worked out. So don't just be thinking of, oh, I need to be getting right in front of just my customer avatar. It's like you can also be getting in front of someone that knows your avatar and that sends the video to them and getting referrals through that way.
Right. Yeah.
So, guys, just don't forget, don't chase the clout, y'all. Like it's dangerous. It's like slot machines where you
Yeah.
might get a video of you like showing your toes that you get 50,000 pedophiles that check out your content and come to your page, but then none of them like they're like, oh, you do video work, come to my hotel room. You're like, yo, that's the wrong type of video work, dog. And so oh, don't be afraid to like put yourself out there authentically and to not get a bunch of views because we be taking lots of views for granted. Like a
Yeah.
video that has 10,000 views, that's absolutely incredible. 1,000 views, that's incredible. That's 1,000 people that are watching your content that weren't there before. Like think about how much you'd have to spend to get in front of them in person versus now you have this opportunity where you can prove yourself. And that's how you need to be looking at it is you're not going to accidentally get there. You're going to have to prove yourself and make them trust you because you know what you're talking about. You're real. You're someone that I can trust. And then, oh, you're doing this event. I for sure want to come through. Like I love your guys' podcast. I want to hear you guys talk in person. Boom, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
And be focused just on being yourself. Let the algorithm do the work. The algorithm is freaking incredible, bro. Like I just look at my For You page versus my little brother's, and right off the bat, it's sending me banger videos that are so specific. Like I've got creators that I follow that I've been seeing their videos that I'm like assuming that they're bigger than they are, and then I'll like show them to my girlfriend and she's like, I've never even heard of this person. I'm like, how have you never heard of this person? It's because her For You page is completely different, tailored to hers. So if you're lying and putting fake content out there, you're hurting yourself because the algorithm is gonna not be able to identify the right group of people. You want to be working with the algorithm, not against it. So
Right.
you need to be putting yourself out there authentically. Like you need to be exposing yourself,
Yeah.
expose all the aspects of yourself. I mean, unless you've done some really bad things, and maybe don't talk about that. Like you keep that on the down low, but expose your personality and like the things that you're interested in, and you're gonna find people that are into you for different reasons. They're
Yeah.
following you for different reasons.
Yeah. Like I would say, like, um, if the idea of like be yourself is too complicated at this point, like you don't know who yourself is yet, then another way to think of it is like, what do you want to be known for, or like how do you want to be known? How do you want to be interpreted online? And then be that way, you know.
Yeah,
And don't take it to the extreme where you're like, I want to be seen as a cool guy, celebrity online, so I'm gonna act like that. Like no, like you need to be real, you need to be authentic to yourself. Don't be faking it. But like you have to keep in mind that like behind every view is a real person. And I
Yeah.
think that that's like a really good way to kind of end this. It's like, even though it's 200 views, it's still a person, and that person knows people in real life. They're connected like to other people, and like they're gonna think something of you by seeing your videos. And so if you're trying to go like the short-term route of like trying to be perceived a certain way, or like try to be inauthentic as a way to gain some sort of celebrity status or gain money or attention or whatever, like that's not going to work. It may like work in the very, very short term, but it's going to ruin your reputation, and you're going to be seen as that person, indefinitely. Like,
Yeah.
and so if that's not in alignment with what you actually want to do, then it's a really bad move to do it that way. So just remembering that like every view is an actual person, and there's actual consequences and opportunities to that.
Oh yeah. And yeah, I love what you just shared there. And I it just makes me think of reiterating this point that we've talked about in a past episode of talk to the individual. Like, write down, literally come up with like a Google Doc with an image of your customer avatar, write down everything about them, and like think that you're talking to that
Mm-hmm.
person, because that's how you're going to really be able to connect with them on an individual basis, not by talking to this whole mass audience. Like once you get 1 million followers, sure, then you can start and go off the YouTube YouTube
Deep end.
deep end and be talking like Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
It's like, hey guys, so today we're gonna be buying a private jet for $1. Like, but if you're starting off like that, there's a disconnect. Like
Yeah.
that people don't know. They're like, who is this guy? He's trying to be something that he's not.
Yeah.
So talk to the individual. And yeah, guys, if you have any sort of questions or ideas that you want to hear us riff about, drop some comments below, because we're literally going to go through every single comment, any DM, anyone that reaches out to us. Like, our objective of this is let's unload all the value and experience that we've learned, like from being in this space, and try and just like give as much real value as possible. So check out some of these past episodes. We're cutting the fluff straight to the point, and just like staying focused on a single topic in each episode. And if you know someone that you think would get value from these conversations, sauce it over to a homie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
so,
guys.
that's the episode today. If you want to learn more, hit the socials in the description. Check out templemill.co. You know where to go.
Oh, you know where to go. Templemill.co.
All right. We'll see you on the next one, guys.
All right, guys. Catch you on the flip.
Peace.